Hello everyone, we are doing the Molar Loop this time. I'm currently across the highway from the Mosquito Creek trailhead. I'm kind of in the area of the Mosquito Creek campground. And I'm going to have to run across the highway really quick and then we can start our trail. But take a look at this view behind me. Mosquito Creek is where we're going today, so we just have 5 kilometers, easy peasy. And the view is very pretty already. We've got a mountain there and we've got the creek right there. And this is what we're doing. So we are at Mosquito Creek right now. We are going over to the Mosquito Creek campground. Tomorrow we're going to go over North Molar Pass to Fish Lakes. And then we're going to go down the Pipestone until we hit Molar Creek. And then we're going to hit the Molar Creek campsite. And then we are going to come back over Molar Pass, like regular Molar Pass, stay another night at Mosquito Creek, and then come back here. Apparently this is bison country. I didn't realize that there were bison here. I was preparing for bears, so that's good to know. I'm probably like a kilometer in, maybe 2, I don't even know, but look at this stick. It looks like a snake. We've been just walking through the forest for a little bit. You can kind of see a mountain over there. And then I came from over here. The trail's been pretty easy. It's been like, you know, down a meter, up a meter, down a meter, up a meter. Okay, so this is stunning. The trail's right here, and it looks like we are now continuing alongside the creek, so that's pretty cool. Someone identify this because it's really, really bright red, and it's the only bright red thing around here. Well, we're looking at this beautiful view. I just ran into a family and I accidentally yelled, "Hey bear," super close to them, and they thought I just said like bear on its own. So they were like worried. They said they haven't seen any signs of bear, no footprints, no nothing, so obviously, because I'm kind of close to the river, it's still just over there. I'm going to keep shouting and stuff and talking loudly to myself because I don't want to come face to face with a bear by myself. I don't know how far I am right now, probably 3.5 kilometers. But I just wanted to update you guys. Also, that's a really interesting rock structure over there. Like, it's like someone took a shovel, a really big shovel, and scooped out twice. Here's the first little bridge we have to cross, and thankfully there is an actual bridge. I know when I was researching the trail, I was really curious about what the water crossings looks like, so I'm going to try and provide that information because I couldn't really find it anywhere. So everything so far has been teeny tiny, like creeks smaller than this, and then now we're hitting our first bridge, and even then I think that's only an issue when the snow is running off in the spring, because obviously the water level is going to be higher, but we're in September, so we're at the very end of the hiking season. Okay, it's just after the first bridge and we've come to a second bridge. There's no water here, so I'm guessing this is strictly for runoff in the spring. A third bridge right after those first two. This one obviously does have water, and it has quite a bit of water, but still totally fine to cross, like not on the bridge. That's probably not going to wash you away. I'm back into the brush, which is spooky. I'm trying to be really loud because this is where a bear is going to hang out if he's around. And again, there's not many grizzlies, but I still don't want to come face to face with one. I think we're like a kilometer or something from the campsite, like we're not far at all. Here's another crossing. This one's a lot wider and also a lot deeper than the last one. So there's a nice long bridge here. I'd say like, I don't know, 20 feet. On the other side of that bridge, it looks like I'm back into nice spaced out forest, so that's beneficial for me because I don't know, the low brush really freaks me out. Like if I was a bear, you better believe I'd be hanging out in the low brush eating berries and stuff. I've seen some reviews of the trail mention that you should only do it if you like trench foot, so I'm just letting you know, even with how dry things are, still pretty swampy in a lot of places. There's a lot of little streams running through everywhere, at least for the part to Mosquito Creek. What causes bark to do this? I know it's not a bear because there's no like actual claw marks, but like there's a lot of trees with the bark seemingly missing, so. So I just came from over there, and then there was a fork right there. I came up this side because I saw cables for hanging your food, which means I guess I'm already at the campsite. I thought I still had like half a kilometer to go, unless they're like really far from the campsite, but I have never seen a campsite with boulders. That's insane. This is probably like 8 feet tall. I'm 5 feet tall, so very strange. Very, very strange. Well, that must be the food area. Outhouse is right there. So now we just need to figure out where I set up my stuff. Let's take a look at how gross the outhouse is. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. It has a cool wooden handle. Oh, this is pretty nice. Pretty stinky, but pretty nice. Here's the official sign from the Mosquito Creek Campground, MO5. I'm over there. See where my stuff is, way over there. And there's my stuff. Food bag, little fire pit, teeny tiny benches. So my issue is that I do not know where to go to set up my tent. There's like tables, like right there. And there's a few tables, but I don't know if those are the campsites or what they are. There is a path up that way, so maybe it's that way because I came around the side of the outhouse, so that's the only other path I see. There's also something confusing me because I'm like at the site right now, like we've already gone over this. I've already given you a little tour. But my phone / the inReach says that the site is up ahead here. But the site's here. So maybe that's where the actual camping area is, but right here it says the creek, or the trail crosses the creek, and that's the other bridge right there. So I don't know what is wrong, I guess, about this. If you want to be super lazy, you can also just hang it. Or in this case, just leave it balanced and it'll go through with gravity, so. So, it's pretty chilly. Everywhere over here is in the shade so far that I've seen. Like, the bridge is in the sun, but everything else is shaded by trees. I put my puffy back on because it's quite cold. I was really hot hiking, but when I made it here, the breeze took away all my heat very quickly. To be fair though, my back is soaked in sweat, so that probably doesn't help anything. The hike overall, really easy. It took me 2 hours, and that was with me getting mixed up from when I started tracking, because I had to cross the highway, right? Or once you go to cross the highway, there's a bridge, so there's nowhere to walk on the side. It's a bridge for cars, 1 lane and 1 lane. So I had to wait for traffic to clear on both sides so that I could get across. But at first I was like, oh, I'll just, you know, try and cross Mosquito Creek or something. So I walked over to it on the parking lot side and then tried to cross there, but I could not. It was too wide. I mean, you could probably like use stones to get across, but I don't know. I didn't want to start my trip out with getting soaked. So I made it across the highway, obviously, because I'm here. And then I was like, oh, you need to follow the river, right? Because it goes Mosquito Creek, goes to the Mosquito Campground. Well, I started going down one trail because there was 2 trails there, and it stopped. So then I had to find my way back to the other trail, so the tracking's a little bit off. But it took me 2 hours to get here, and that's with, you know, a couple of breaks. I didn't ever have to like stop or anything. It was just little stops to drink water. 1 liter did me fine for the entire trip here. I still had a little bit left over. I just filtered water, as you saw. Other than it being like really scrubby in some areas, everything was pretty open. You would have seen anything coming or anything off in the distance or whatever. The creek is quite loud though, so if you're traveling along the creek and you're like right beside it, make sure to talk really loudly or shout, just because it's going to drown out the sound of your voice, which is, you know, bad if you're trying to scare off bears or whatever. So I ventured down that little path that I thought might be where the sites are, and I think that is where they are, but it's still so unclear. Like, there's signs for everything else. There's a sign saying, like, you know, food storage. There's a sign saying, like, this is the campground. But then if you go that way, there is some, like, log stools, I guess, like chunks of log that are probably, like, this big, marking off some areas down that path. So I think those are the sites, but like, why not just put up a sign saying, like, you know, this is the sites for sure. Here's one of those possible sites I was talking about. You can see there's like 4 stool logs essentially, and then there's a big rock, and then there's a big open space. But the fire pit and stuff is right there. So usually it's not that close, but maybe that's normal. So this is the other place where I think the campsites might be, because there's 4 tables. I'm sitting at one of them, and they are all spaced out. But it doesn't look like there's enough room for a tent anywhere, so I don't know if this is the correct area either. I'm gonna go hang my stuff. I've never used a bare like pole like the bare cables before, so let's go figure that out, I guess. So my tent is all set up. In here I have my quilt, pad, pillow. I have my like clothing for overnight, so a fleece, and then big fuzzy socks, base layer pants. That's all I'm gonna leave in here right now. I'm gonna leave my other trekking pole over here though, and I'm just gonna carry the rest of my backpack with me. I don't know if this is actually a site or not. Like I said, there's little like wooden stools, I guess. But this is where I'm gonna be. I'm actually planning to use my cozy this time. Can't really see, but there's a tofu scramble in there. Well, it's been about 15 minutes, and as you can see, we're left with kind of a spicy tofu soup. Not all the water got absorbed, but that's my fault. I definitely put in too much water. It's definitely still not fully rehydrated, but that's okay. It's okay. I didn't do a very good job on making the tofu scramble like on its own, so rehydrating it, it's not going to taste that good because it didn't taste that good in the first place. I can't stomach it. It's just so chewy. So I pulled out my emergency Laura bar, which is good because I've had 2 of these today. So that means that hopefully I'll be about the same weight as yesterday with the like rehydrated tofu. I'm just hanging out in the tent now. Still pretty chilly. I need to change my clothing. I'm not sure what I want to do with the clothing I hiked in. I don't want to put it in the food bag because that smells like tofu scramble. But at the same time, I also don't really want to put it in here because we're in like grizzly country, and I don't want them to like sniff out any remnants of food on there. I might, like, I have my trekking pole hanging out there, like sticking straight up, because I put my pea cloth on it because I rinsed that out. So I might go put my stuff over there or just leave it at the side somewhere, and then hopefully that'll be fine. I don't know though. Overall, I think today was pretty good. The trail wasn't that hard. I did a lot of just waiting around here, which is nice. Tomorrow's gonna be hard, and the next day is gonna be hard. I think the following day is gonna be halfway. Kinda hard, kinda not hard. We're supposed to be getting some really good views tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit worried, but... And then I got my feet wet when I was filling up my water bottle for the second time. You guys didn't see that. But I did grab the biggest, fluffiest socks I could find. And I mean, probably like 100 grams, but if it keeps my feet from absolutely freezing, I'll take it. Well, it was definitely a super cold night. It's about 8 a.m. right now. I woke up probably like every hour. I fell asleep at like 10, I think. It got dark at 7:30. And then it didn't get light until like 7:30. So apparently we have 12 hours and that's all. My lens is fogging up, but that's okay. I'm going to pack things up and then we're going to go over the pass today. I think it's probably about 3 degrees right now, 3 Celsius. Something like that. Like it's pretty chilly. Last night it apparently got to 2 degrees. Tonight is supposed to get to -2. We'll see how that goes. It is a beautiful morning, but it's also starting to rain, so I'm gonna go because I don't want to get caught in the snow over the pass. I'm like 2 minutes in and it's already hailing. So this is gonna be great. I don't know how long this is gonna last. The trail is very rooty through here. It's just roots and roots and roots and roots and roots. All the way. This is also where the inReach originally said that the campsite's supposed to be, which it obviously is not, so that's weird. I was right through this section. It's super gross, it's super slippery. I was trying to stay on the rocks. I slipped off and absolutely coated myself in mud. So that's great. It did stop hailing though, so hopefully it has a chance to dry. Look at that mountain way in the distance. The sun is just hitting the peak right there. Beautiful. Look at these mushrooms. They're huge. They're like huge. I don't know what they are. Well, it's really hailing now. Or this might just be really fat snow. I'm not sure which one. Here's a really good view of the snow / hail. I don't know what this is. It doesn't really feel like hail. It's like super fat snow. Yeah. Trail's already getting covered. I'm probably a couple kilometers away from Mosquito Creek right now. And I came across the water crossing. I didn't see the bridge at first, but there is a bridge here, so no need to worry there. Also, look how pretty this mountain is. I swear I could hear someone's voices, so I don't know if someone's coming up the trail behind me and they're just being super loud or what, but I'm gonna keep going. Here's a better view of that mountain. You can see the tip of it over there, right here. It's hanging out in a cloud. That's how high up I am. I'm at like 2,000 and something meters. I don't know what that is in feet. Trail's kind of sketchy. I don't like it when it's this like trees on both sides, just because, you know, things could hide in the trees, and if you're not loud enough, they could come out because you scared them and then attack you. But I've been talking really loud this whole time, so I should be fine. I found the sign already for the pass and the Pipestone River and whatever, and then the South Molar Pass, blah blah blah. So we'll be heading to South Molar Pass tomorrow. Or sorry, we'll be heading to Molar Creek tomorrow, and then the following day we'll be doing South Molar Pass back to Mosquito Creek. But today we're going up to Fish Lakes, and they have this cool old style wooden sign too. I'm into the forest and it's like deep and dark, and I really, really do not like it. Sky is gray again, so I think it's gonna snow again. I'm just trying to get to the meadow because I don't like being surrounded by trees all by myself. Okay, so we have a major issue. I'm like just right at the tree line. You see it's getting pretty sparse now. It's thundering in that direction, and it's thundering in this direction, and it's snowing. So I'm going to take a break. I'm literally just gonna sit like right here in the grass, try and stay low. There's lots of trees that are much taller than me. So I think I should be okay, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm more than a little freaked out. Like the view's beautiful. The storm, terrifying. So I'm just gonna sit and wait for this to pass, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. Okay, so this is officially a failed attempt. I'm gonna hike out. It's snowing quite hard. Can't even see the mountains anymore. Everything's covered in snow. It's still thundering. I had a little bit to eat. It's been like, I think a solid half an hour, and it's just gotten worse. So I can't go over the pass. It's just not gonna happen. It's still 3 kilometers that way, and I do not want to be like completely above the tree line then. So I'm gonna do one of two things. I'm either going to hike back to Mosquito Creek and then stay there another night illegally because I don't have a reservation, or I'm going to stop at Mosquito Creek and then I'm going to head all the way out back to the car, and then I'll find somewhere to sleep. But I think this is the end, and that really sucks. But like, you can't see anything at all. Everything's hidden. I'm really nervous about going back through the trees, but I need to get out of the snow. Look at this. This is insane. Yeah, it really sucks that I can't complete this, but I don't think it's safe to do the pass. I was already slipping, sliding all over the place just on like the dirt. So I don't want to risk it. Especially because I know the scree going up to the pass is quite steep, and that with snow, that's not a good combination. Especially by myself, and with thunder, which means there's lightning. Overall, I think it's just a little bit too late in the season, and that's okay. Well, there's that big mountain that we couldn't see. You can still barely see it, and I'm right beside it. I'm almost back to the crossroads already. Look at the trail. There's a lot of snow up there too, which is bad because 30 centimeters is enough for an avalanche. You see the snow up there? Yeah. And lots right there. Not really something I want to get involved with, I would say. So I'm back at Mosquito Creek. I'm gonna sit for a bit, eat another snack, and then figure out if I want to hike all the way out today or not. It's currently 2:09, so I have enough time to hike out. What I'm worried about is the highway being snowy. There's no snow at this elevation though. It was all like further up. My bag still has remnants of snow on it. At least for right now, I'm just gonna sit. I'm pretty cold, so I'm gonna eat one of my potato meals. Still deciding whether I want to stay another night here or not. It is suddenly sunny, which is lovely, but there's not enough time for me to make the pass at this point, so. Okay, so my tofu yesterday, gross, do not recommend. The boot stomp spuds from the, I don't know, it's one of my vegan / vegetarian backpacking books. But like, it's so warm and cheesy. My pants are dry, my rain jacket's almost completely dry. So I think it might just be my original hiking shirt that's still wet. Look at all the snow up there. That definitely wasn't like that yesterday. And then we have another big gray cloud coming in. I think I've decided to stay another night at Mosquito Creek. I don't have a reservation. I have a reservation for 3 days from now. My feet are pretty sore. I don't want to hike out today, so I'm gonna hike out tomorrow. I could theoretically do South Molar Pass tomorrow and then stay at Molar Creek because I have a reservation for Molar Creek tomorrow. But I'm just like, I'm so wet and I'm so cold and my spirits are very low at the moment, so I think I'm okay just forfeiting the rest of the trip. Which sucks because reservations are expensive, but I also wasn't expecting to get caught in a snowstorm up on top of the pass. Not even on top of the pass, I wasn't even at the pass yet. It's the next morning, so I'm about to hike out. Grabbing my food bag for the last time. And then I'm off down the trail. It's only 5 kilometers, so. And it's 5 kilometers pretty much flat or downhill. So I don't know, hour and a half. Not very long. It is a beautiful morning though. It's supposed to be like 16 degrees or something this afternoon, but I don't know. I feel like if I did stay and attempt the South Molar Pass, it's probably going to snow tomorrow, which means I'll be stuck on the other side, which means I have to walk down the Pipestone, which is a long way. Got that morning sun on the mountain. You see, there's still snow up there. It looks like a lot of it did melt, but I don't know, man. I don't want to be trapped down in the snow, so. Oh, it's just fields of frost. Everything's absolutely frosted. This whole section of the trail. It's just icy. Lots and lots of ice. Look at this mountain though. That's a pretty good mountain, I would say. And I'm already back to where the bridges start. Man, look how pretty this is. This whole area, I mean, I don't like low brush, but I highly doubt there's a bear hiding in here because it is very, very icy. But it's super pretty, and then you look up and there's a beautiful mountain. I really want to see what this trail looks like when it's not, you know, impassable, like when I can actually do the trail. So I think I'll have to book it next year, and hopefully I get earlier than September. Even early September would be better than this. You know, you can really see how much snow has settled up there before. Those are those two weird dips that look like someone took a shovel twice to the mountain. Once there and once there. Yeah, very strange. Also, here's a really good view of this mountain I'm walking alongside right now. I've already taken pictures and video of that. And there's snow all the way up on the top of this. I don't know how much snow. This side doesn't look like it got covered too much. Another beautiful mountain stream right below it. It looks fantastic. And it looks like we're about to go back up into the trees, which means we're pretty close to the highway. I think I'm already more than halfway. And it's been, I don't know, 45 minutes. That's including going to the bathroom, so that's not too bad. I'm in the forest and look how beautiful everything is. It's just like bright and sunny. I'm getting hot now because of course I am. After a couple days of super cold, it's got to get hot again. I was also thinking maybe I should have stayed at Mosquito Creek for 4 days because I do have a reservation technically for Molar Creek tonight and then Mosquito Creek tomorrow night. So I probably could have swung another night at Mosquito Creek today and then my reservation is actually tomorrow. Especially with it being so nice. But I think I'm okay because it's just going to get colder and snowier. So I think I made the right decision by coming out, but it's making me a little bit sad because today is so nice comparatively. And I passed a couple of people who were backpacking to Fish Lakes, and that's where I was supposed to be yesterday, right? But I don't have enough time to make it to Fish Lakes, and then all the way down the Pipestone and all the way up to Molar Creek for tonight. Like I said, I could have done the South Pass, stayed at Molar Creek, then came back over the Mosquito Creek, then out, but I think I'm okay. That's just what it is. The people I passed, actually, they were on the Skokie Loop yesterday, which is in this area as well, and they said the storm was really bad over there too, which I'm not surprised about, but of course the day that I have to go over a pass, it's terrible. Again, if it was just snow, and just like a little bit of snow, there would be no issue, but that's not what happened. Instead, it was snow and thunder and hail and all of the above, which makes it hard. But I guess part of backpacking is knowing when to pack out, so I am exercising that. And just like that, I'm back out. So I guess this is it. That's all. It's a really nice mountain over there. This whole area is super pretty. Again, I'm sad I couldn't complete the loop, but like, it just wasn't dangerous. Or it was dangerous rather, not that it wasn't dangerous. And I'd prefer to be safe than not. I was more worried about getting struck by lightning or something than anything else. So that's just the way it is. I'm walking across the road right now and look at this. It's so pretty. That's stunning. All of it's stunning. And there's no cars coming. I'm pretty safe. Oh yeah, look at all the snow that was deposited up there on that guy. Holy cow. And then, just like that, we're back to the car.